now we're going to jump into the first appearance of the music review, which is a segment that's going to occur weekly on this podcast, where I will be discussing, along with my guest, a few quality song choices that I put together in a playlist that will be attached. So yeah, there's about 10 songs I'm just going to run through why they're awesome. So it's going to start off with I'll Make a Man Out of You by Donny Osmond from the movie Mulan. And the other than the fact that this is a great movie motion picture soundtrack piece, the reason that this is on this playlist is because the opening line is "Let's get down to business," which I thought was very fitting for this episode, considering the topics. And it immediately came to mind. Like, that line came to mind, so I had to include it. I couldn't not. But other than that, it's an amazing soundtrack piece, and it's extremely fun to sing. I don't know how many times I've had friends and myself just, like, belt it out together. So definitely creates some fun memories. So the second song is entitled Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. There's a lot of versions of this song. The particular one that will be on this playlist is by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, which is actually a band that my brother Joe showed me when I was around high school, I think. I listened to them avidly. I love their music. Basically, they're a swing band, and this song in particular is kind of got a ragtime swing feel. It shows off some really cool muted trumpet. There's a quality piano solo. Actually, the trumpet player is Glenn the Kid Marhevka. I'm not sure that that's how you pronounce his last name, but that's who it is. And the pianist is Joshua Levy. Both quality musicians. The band is awesome. I'd check out a lot of their music if you've never heard of them before. Okay, so the third song that you'll hear is Make You Love Me by Jerome Vandal, and it features Zach Abel. So Jerome Vandal is a Dutch producer, and this is a single that he released. It's got kind of a 90s hip-hop, pop, R&B vibe. It's very catchy. There's a very unique sound to the voice in it, and it's just like a chill vibe. It's very nice to listen to. So following that will be one of my favorite songs, Fallen by Alicia Keys. Definitely a great song to sing. It's really fun to sing, but also really great to listen to because of the impressive vocals by Alicia. It's definitely an R&B soul tune, got a lot of emotion in it, and just a really great sound in general. Following that is Lullaby to Part Ways by Kush. Very unique vocals. It's kind of an alt-pop ballad. It's got some quality synth work, some good instrumental pairings. It opens with some catchy piano keys and kind of keeps that tune going throughout, so it's a cool song. Next up is Better Alone by Ellie Ingram. This is the only song I know, or that I've listened to, of Ellie Ingram's, and I definitely want to check out more of her work because she has a very unique and addictive voice. Like, this song is very, very good. It's got a great groove, and it's got a great use of backing instruments that aren't really overshadowing her voice, but it accents it really well. Which, for the type of song that it is it makes use of a lot of different type of sounds that I don't think you would generally hear, but it experiments with it well. Following that, we got Dirty Little War by Michael Durling. And this is an acoustic blues song. Pretty simple in its melody, but it's got an interesting rhythm section, actually, which is probably why I like it so much, being a percussionist myself. It's a little bit less conventional for blues, I would say. There's a lot of use of conga drums, claves I heard in there, some wooden xylo or marimba. Wasn't really positive. I think xylo because it was a little bit less meaty than marimba, but yeah, it was a pretty cool sound under the acoustic guitar and the melody. Following that, another blues piece. This is Am I Wrong by Kev Mo. And Kev Mo is actually a 5-time Grammy Award winner. And he's got some really good skills on the guitar. And you can really hear it in this song. But it's a devil blues style track. And it's really, really simple, just guitar and voice for the most part. Very dry, very pure, in the best sense. Following that, we got Jack You Dead, one of my favorites, all-time favorites. I put this on all the time, by Joe Jackson. And this is a swing track. His music is very half modern, half old-time swing. You can really hear the old like jazz swing club vibes, and in the instrumental breaks of the song, you can see the swing dancing on the floor in your mind's eye. So that's pretty cool. It's a really cool sound that I like. And these last two are the suggestions of our wonderful guest, Joe. The first one is I'm Blessed, featuring T.I. by Charlie Wilson. So I took a listen to this one. It's a little bit of an R&B style, smooth vocals. And the message itself it's pretty light and, positive, a little bit of a happy tone to it.
Yeah, so this song definitely has a very light and but very positive kind of tone and connotation to it. But it's very, very feel good, very, very feel good, be good kind of music, right? And I always liked Charlie Wilson's music. I think he's one of those singers that has a really cool, kind of good sounding voice, right?
Yeah, I gotta say I'd never heard any other of his stuff, at least that I know of was his. I may have, but I don't know that I knew it was him. But he does have a very cool in tone and very smooth voice for the style of music that he does. So yeah, and then following that, our final song of the playlist is The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, which is the opening track to Back to the Future. And I'm sure one of the main reasons that my brother chose this. But yeah, if you've never heard the song, it's got that old school 80s cinema pop rock vibe. Definitely iconic song to sing and to vibe to. Even if you don't know the song when it comes on, it's one of those things where like you might not know the words, but like you recognize it. So yeah, definitely an iconic piece to end with there.
Yeah, Back to the Future is definitely one of my favorite movies from when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? But no, I think this song is a really great song. It makes you kind of like want to get up and move, and I think it's a really good message too. The power of love. I think it's got a really good message to it. So, and I always remember the scene where the opening part of the song and the movie. So definitely a lot of
nostalgia there.
Nostalgia there for sure.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's mix. Thank you, Joseph, for joining me on this episode, and thank you to all the listeners out there for tuning in. I'm Philomena Guiliano, and this has been My Sound Perspective.